Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation. My name is Papa Eboakwakwenu and I am your peer academic success coach. Today I will go with you through academic motivation and I will leave you feeling motivated and giving you some key tips on how to stay motivated throughout the academic semester. So let's get to it. So first of all, academic motivation is a student's desire regarding academic subjects when the student's competence is judged against the standard of performance or excellence. So this is a student's will, or yes, as the definition says, desire, the student's will to perform when the student's ability is judged against a standard of performance, which in our case are our finals, our midterms, our tests, and etc. Motivation comes from the Latin word movio, which means to move, to stir, to agitate, to provoke, or to affect. So that's a fun fact for you. And as you can see, the word motivation, the words that it means are action words. They are all action words. They don't just require us to be stationary or to be lackadaisical. They need us to move, to stir, to agitate. You can't have motivation without movement or without initiation, without doing what you want to do. So that is motivation. So we are coming to get into it. So yes, there are two types of motivation. The first type is intrinsic motivation, and the next type is extrinsic motivation. So let's talk about intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation involves engaging in behavior because it is personally rewarding, essential, performing an activity for its own sake rather than the desire for some external reward. So basically, with intrinsic motivation, we perform it because we find it lovely. So for instance, I decide to take a walk every day. That is intrinsic motivation. I want to take a walk. I find taking a walk profitable because the wind is blowing, the sun is shining, nature is beautiful. So that is intrinsic motivation, not for an external reward. There are examples here. An example is participating in a sport because you find it enjoyable, solving a word puzzle because you find the challenge fun, and playing a game because you find it exciting. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, occurs when we are motivated to perform a behavior or engage in an activity to earn a reward or to avoid punishment. So this is where we do things in order to get rewards and to avoid punishment. So, for example, you want to get a good grade, so you study. Okay, so you clean your room. Another example is that you clean your room to avoid your parents from punishing you. So you are avoiding the punishment of not cleaning your room, and you are studying because you want to get the good grade. You want to get that reward at the end of it. Other examples are participation in a sport competition to win awards and competing in a contest to win a scholarship. Note that you could participate. You see, they work both ways, because if you want to study, let's say you study because because you like studying, that's intrinsic motivation. But studying to get a good grade, that is extrinsic motivation. Okay, so cleaning your room because you want to be clean, because you find it's good to clean your room, that's intrinsic. But cleaning to avoid being reprimanded by your parents, that's extrinsic, because you're avoiding the punishment. So now, to be fully motivated, you need to ask yourself some questions, and these words prompt actions. They prompt you to get up and get doing something. So the first thing is what am I supposed to do to better myself? Like, what do I need to do? The next question is why. Why should I do it? Maybe there's a reward. Maybe it's to avoid punishment. Maybe it's because you just like to do it. That is why. The next one is who. Who are you doing it for? Who will benefit? This who would this thing I'm doing affect? The next is how. How am I going to do it? How am I going to take the initiative to get to where I want? The next one is when. When is when is the time you're going to do it, and where is the place you're going to do it. So you sit down, like this is like self-questioning, to question yourself and your motivation. So you sit down and you ask yourself these questions, and you prompt a response from yourself, because you have to answer the question, what do I need to do in order to get that grade? Why am I struggling for this grade? Who will this good grade affect? How do I perform actions that would get me this grade? When do I start, and where do I need to go to get this good grade? So that is the question you need to ask yourself. The next slide. So the next slide, this is the cool part. It's 12 strategies for motivation that work. So I'm going to give strategies to keep yourself motivated throughout the academic semester. So the first one is to set goals. You have to make sure that these goals are realistic and achievable, and you have to make them small to start. So it's like you're building something. You don't just get up and build. As the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day. So you have to gradually process, like you're climbing stairs. You keep climbing, you start from the bottom, and before you realize, you're on top. The next one is establish rewards for progress towards your goals. So that is when you reach a goal, you give yourself rewards. You reward yourself. So that will keep you going. That would make you want to do more. The next one is setbacks happen. And this is what people refuse to understand. They think it's a very easy road to get to where you want to go. But what I'm saying is that if it was easy, everyone would have done it. But then there are setbacks. So when you get knocked down, when you face the adversity, you have to get up, dust yourself, and keep going at it. The next one is use the power of positive thinking and believe in yourself. The next one is tell others what you are trying to accomplish and seek support from loved ones. So if you do it on yourself, if you keep your motivations to yourself, sometimes you will be feeling very lazy. For instance, you may want to go to the gym every single day. One day you may wake up and you'd feel very cold, and that would make you lazy and want you to stay in bed. But if you go and tell your loved ones about it, maybe there could be a situation where when you're feeling cold, one of your family members or your loved ones comes to you and says, hey, aren't you supposed to go to the gym? And that is what happens. That is what leads you to go. So the next one is to say no to distractions. So this is very important because they take you away from your goals. And the funny thing about distractions is that they will always be there when you are done. That movie you want to watch will always be there. When you are done and you achieve your goal, you can watch the movie. You can even use that movie as a reward for achieving your goal. Okay, so that party would always come. That get together would always work. So don't worry. The next one is to establish a routine and regular exercise, meditation, prayer, or yoga, even if it's only 15 minutes to start the day. And this would help you to cultivate discipline. So that's very true. So if you establish a routine and you keep at it, you get disciplined, and as you get disciplined, you can be able to continue doing things, like, because this is starting from small, so 15 minutes a day, and then before you know it, you're following your routine 1 hour a day, and it's affecting you positively. The next one is use positive imagery. So that is, picture yourself where you want to be. And as you are doing that, think of how you feel. Think of how much joy it would be if you achieved that goal. Think of how much happiness you would feel, or how much satisfaction you would feel, or how proud of yourself you would be. And they would keep you motivated to keep going. The next one is to spend time reflecting or talking to others about what has stopped achieving. So yes, this is learning from your mistakes. You have to go back and ask yourself, where did I stumble? Where did I trip? Where did I fall? What happened to me? Why didn't I do this? And before you realize, you have the answers. The next one is post reminders and inspirational quotes in prominent places about what you want to achieve. You could even post pictures of your role models, people who have gone through what you are going through and have survived and are successful now. And that would help so much. The next one is get professional help. So this is very important because these professional help people, the people who give professional help, are very, very certified. They are they know what they are talking about, right? So it's very, very easy for them to help you to achieve your goals and to keep going, And the next one is self-care. I mean, you can't be doing all this. You can't follow all the 11 steps if you are sick or if you're unhealthy. So good health is essential to positive thinking, and it will keep you it will keep you going and help you to achieve your goals. So these are the strategies. Now we have an activity for you. So I left a quiz. This is the first one, but I left a quiz in the description. So you would have to listen to this, listen to my voice, and go and take the quiz. And then this is an activity you will have to do it yourself. So this, you need to sit down and relax and be ready to ask yourself the questions. What steps are you willing to take to keep yourself motivated? And then at the end of the day, you would see that you would keep going and eventually you would achieve your goals. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. Don't forget that there's a quiz in the description, so please check it out and answer it. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.